Welcome to the apex of sports ownership, the Apex Athletic Collective.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a delayed episode by 11 minutes. Sorry about that, folks. Our production team is terrible, and by our production team, I mean me. Still figuring it out. Anyway, welcome to Instigate Success, Building an ABA Franchise. This is episode 11. 11 of these. We're back after a week-long break. Got Slothmeister with us this week. Slothmeister, welcome. You got to tell me, you got to answer one question that could be in two parts.
Oh boy.
Did you go to Gen Con?
Oh, I did go to Gen Con.
Okay, the second part of that is why did you not tell me you were at Gen Con so we could hang out?
I think I did tell you just prior to Gen Con.
This guy. Listen.
You guys were all about that Lorcana and I was not about it, so
I only did that day one. I got the cards the first day.
Oh god, did you go through the chaos of no line?
I did, but I used it to my advantage. You know. So I got mine. Rob didn't. Our other founder, he had to go back day two, but I got mine day one, and then I was playing other games the rest of the time. Got some sweet board games, but that's not what we're here for. None of them are Monopoly, Spacely.
Ain't a board game then. Anyway,
that's right. The real board game that's not a board game is Candyland, because you shuffle the cards and you just draw one, and you do what it says. The game is decided as soon as you finish shuffling the cards. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Tonight's a big episode for us. For the last month, our fans have been submitting jerseys for our home jersey competition. And tonight is the night that we unveil the bracket. How are you guys feeling about that? How do you guys have seen the bracket? What do you think of it? How do we do seeding these things?
I think it's solid. I think a couple of them that kind of stand out, but for the most part, at least, based on my seating, everything kind of shaped up right around that point. There's a few that should probably be a little bit higher than others, in my opinion, but that's my opinion. What does that matter?
Yeah. Well, it mattered for 1/4.
Yeah.
And so, for that it worked. What about you, Sloth? How'd you feel about it?
It is a collection of jerseys that I'm excited to see what goes where. I think it fell pretty much where I would expect it to.
Yeah.
I mean, some things are probably higher or lower, but not by much. So, like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you give or take a couple, then
for sure,
I'd say it's pretty on par.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna go through. There was a little bit of wonkiness, a little bit. Some of them were higher than we thought, some were lower than we thought, which is interesting because there's only 4 of us voting, right?
Right.
And I'm gonna explain why. I found out today. I did some investigative research into what happened to the seating, and I got a funny story for it later. So I'm excited about that. So just a reminder for folks. Anyone could submit jerseys as long as they passed our non-legal department, as far as not being offensive or copyright, as far as we could tell, or anything like that. We let them through, right? And the jersey that wins is the jersey our team's going to wear as their home jersey. We'll then work with the creator to make an away jersey that's white that matches that. Some of them already have that, and so that's easy to go. Some of them don't. Don't be alarmed if your jersey loses, because there's a possibility it could come back as an alternate jersey this year or next year or other years to come. Because there are a lot there. I liked more than one. And so there are other jerseys that we'll see that I'm like, Space and I were talking about one in particular. We're like, man, that has to be an alternate jersey if it doesn't win this competition at some point. But only our Patreon subscribers at that $10 level or more get to vote on the jerseys, right? And that's because they are fan voters. They've won that, right? Because Apex, as a reminder, we're reinventing the way that sports ownership works, right? And so we want fans who are invested in this company to have a say, right? And so this is the first, what I would say is big perk of being a subscriber at that $10 level. So unlike our fan meeting where there's a deadline and you had to sign up by then, you could subscribe as long as you do it before Monday, you can vote in the first round. And if you subscribe later, you can vote wherever we are in the process. So subscribe, especially if you submitted a jersey and you don't subscribe, you're failing. You're at life, at this vote.
Failing at the vote.
Yeah.
Failing life is a bit harsh.
No, definitely true.
I think it drives the point home.
Like, here's the thing: you get a free copy, you get a free jersey, right?
Yeah,
and bragging rights, right? Forever you can put on your resume, I designed a professional basketball team jersey. So do everything you can to win this thing. Lobby your friends and
get
family
your life
to subscribe.
together. Become a Patreon subscriber.
Even if you just do it for if you do it for the 1 month that the jersey vote's going on, it'll be less than a month. But if you're doing it this month just for the jersey vote, you're doing yourself a favor. Get all your friends and family to do it and say, hey, vote for my jersey.
That's fair.
Stack the vote. Do your thing. This is democracy, so it's supposed to be gamed. So before we get to the bracket, though, I want to talk some nuts and bolts stuff. Give some updates. First on scheduling. So we, as you all know, are playing 20 games this season, 10 home, 10 away. We have now scheduled 5 of those games, right? So we talked about our first opponent, right? The Indiana Lions. We revealed that last week. And our second opponent that we've booked is the Ohio Kings, also a really good franchise. So we'll be playing them in a home and away series this year as well. So we'll have a full schedule coming soon. It's moving pretty fast now. I've been in contact with several teams just today about getting some of those dates scheduled. So I'm really excited for that. That schedule's coming. This is the first time I've ever tried to set a schedule for a real team. And so it's interesting. So I will tell you, though, we're going to have some out-of-division opponents. I think that's just the way things are going to shake out. We're not going to play everyone in our division. One of our divisional opponents, or one of the other teams in our division, we haven't scheduled games with them yet. They're in Arkansas. It's a pretty long drive when we've got teams in Illinois that we could play, or teams in the Chicagoland area. So we're going to be reaching outside the division. We have to play a minimum number of games in the division. I think it's 8 games in the division, and we're going to make that easy. We already have 5, and my intent is to have most of the schedule for the season be in division. But we're going to play some other teams outside the division as well, just to kind of see what the competition is like there, particularly in the Black division, which is in this Illinois, Missouri, Iowa sort of area. I think that's a really good place. But we got 5 games scheduled. We have something coming up next week, and I can't remember what it is, basically. Can you remind me?
No, I can't.
I know there's something next Saturday at 11 to 2.
Oh, okay.
The next 2 weekends.
Yeah, next 2 weekends. See, that's where you caught me off guard. Okay. Yeah, we got our very first official tryout skill combine event for the Instigators. We have a few players now on board already. We're still continuing the search. You guys did a lot of groundwork today to get on the streets with it, to get a little bit outside of just searching online as well, which is huge for us. So that's another huge milestone to add into it. Obviously, the biggest thing to look forward to on our end as the owners at the moment is just being able to scout out the players and see where we're heading at into that next tryout event on the 26th as well. Both at the same venue in Clinton, Clinton CRC, 301 Blackman Street in Clinton, Indiana. If you fans are listening and you're a Patreon subscriber and you want to come out and watch it live for yourself, or you'll be able to watch it as well. It'll be streamed for all of our fan base.
Yeah.
Within those requirements as well. So that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. One of the advantages of running Apex the way we do is that we don't have to say everything with rose-colored glasses and go over the top on how positive everything is. So we spent 2.5 hours today, Robert and I, one of the other founders, the other founder that's not here tonight on the stream, dropping flyers, trying to really push on the ground at local universities, at recreation centers, at community centers, at the local Y, to get players, because it has been hard to get players in the local area. I think, like you said, we have, a handful now for this first one. still trying to get guys for the second one. It's going to be a struggle. Our coach is helping us a little bit too. It's been a struggle to get players. We're going to continue to work it hard. You're going to see a lot more posts going up on social media. If you see those, like them and like share them. It helps us get the word out by just getting a bigger audience. But it's by far been the hardest thing we've been trying to do so far this season is get folks for this tryout. Other teams, I think we're right where we should be. I think we're pricing our tryout fees at the same as the rest of the market. I think that we're doing a lot of things that other teams are. The difference is we're an expansion team that nobody's heard of, right? And are just starting to get our name out in the local area. So it's been a struggle. And so it's, we're hopeful. I think we got the guys that we've talked to are really good candidates for positions on our roster. And so we're going to see how the next 2 weeks shake out, and we're going to go. The good news is we don't start games until like November 5th, right? So we got a little bit more time, even if we don't fill the whole roster with these tryouts. But did you think it was going to be this hard, Spacely? Slothmeister, what did you guys think?
I figured it would be a little bit tough, honestly, just off the bat, because that old adage, you blow up across the world before you blow up in your own hometown type deal. Yeah. So it's been difficult to fine tune that target and get players that are within, let's say like a 30 to 40 mile radius of our venue. Meanwhile, we're able to lock in on players all across the world. Yeah. So that's been an issue. Outside of that, though, really it's just logistics, basically just finding what works for those players. And this week we made a pretty good progress on that. So hopefully that kind of just doubles down on that end, especially with a little bit of the groundwork and just getting the team's name out there in the streets a little bit more as well. That should catch some attention. So I believe that'll help us out majorly. But yeah, it's definitely been a little bit harder than expected for sure.
Yeah. Sloth, what do you think? Was it harder than you expected to? Do you think we're going to have like 50 guys at this tryout? What do you think?
I think a lot of this has been harder than I was expecting it to.
Yeah, that's good assessment.
Especially with being originally from out of state, out of Indiana, moving into Indiana a few years ago. You hear all these things about Indiana as the basketball state and this, that, and other thing. So I guess I thought in that end it'd be a bit easier. But but it's been fun. It's been a learning experience nonetheless.
Yeah,
and I think we're better off now than we were a week, 2 weeks, a month ago. So
yeah,
it's always progressing forward. It's not like we're falling back.
Yeah, it's a lot of folks talk about their first season as their beta season. We're not doing that. We want to win a championship this year, right? But I could see why folks do that, right? Because it is like just all of the logistics. Even like having Rob last week designing concession stand operations for us because like we got to figure that stuff out. So there's a lot of moving parts all at once, which is why I'm excited that we have this like founders or this membership opportunity open. I know we're going to be talking to some guys that applied here recently about going into membership and doing interviews because it's going to be, again, you're not investing. You are investing, but it's not just an investment. You're a real owner. You're a real manager in the team. And we definitely need more managers on the team to help as we grow and expand and have more things to go. And all this, and we haven't played a game yet. So I'm really excited about it. I'm with you, Slothmeister. I think we're definitely better than we were a month ago and feels like it's getting better every day. Even just being out in the community today and flyering with Rob and talking to local sports folks felt good and felt like a step in the right direction. And so hopefully it'll continue to move. But next 2 weeks.
So bummed I had to miss that.
Yeah, we'll get you next time. There'll be plenty of opportunities. And then I guess the last bit of news before we spend the next 35 or so minutes on jerseys. We did have a major signing last week, right before we went on vacation, Monday night, or was it Tuesday night? Tuesday night, we interviewed for the head coaching position and made a hire, Matt Patterson, who is out of the Terre Haute area, a former college coach, former high school coach, a current strength trainer. He has a master's, I believe, in sports management. Is our new head coach. I'm so excited to have him. The day after we brought him in, I didn't tell you guys this yet. I'm telling you now. He hit me with a list of businesses that he wanted to hit up for sponsorships and partnerships. So he's been working the ground. He's been giving us advice on player recruitment. And he'll be running the tryout. He's great. I'm really excited about him. The interview I thought went really well with him, where it almost turned into an interview of us, which I really liked, right?
Mhm.
Because he knows what he's doing, he knows what to jump into, and our stance with him is, we really told him, and we're going to continue to say this, is we want you to run the basketball franchise. That's why you're here. And so I think he's going to do that. He's going to do it well. What do you guys think of Matt? What were your impressions?
Sloth, I'll let you go ahead and take this one first.
Okay. No, I'm really excited. He was definitely somebody who, like you said, he knows what he's doing. And with that comes knowing what he wants, where he wants to go, and how he wants to do it. And so you said it became more of an interview of us, and in a lot of sense it did. But I think a lot of that is because he wants to confirm that what he's joining aligns with what he wants to do.
That's right.
He's definitely somebody who wants to be sure. And I think that's somebody who's going to be awesome to have to handle, especially for us, our first franchise, and even as fans, our first franchise as an org, to really have somebody who knows exactly what they want to do and how to do it. And it's somebody that, we can bounce ideas off of, learn and grow, especially on some of the downfalls and weak points, not really downfalls, but weak points that the four of us have in this realm of managing and coaching. Yeah. So I think he's going to be a huge asset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think pretty much. I think he nailed it right on the head. Iron sharpens iron, and pretty much where we're at is let him take the reins and show him, or show us his expertise, and be able to give guidance on our end, as well as being able just to implement everything that he has in mind with the roster and the franchise heading into the future as well. So that's a huge plus for us. And just to double back around, I mean, it's like we got our head coach and we got a strength and conditioning coach all in one. That's perfect.
Yeah,
that's what you chase for. You hope and dream for. So that's awesome.
He's someone that doesn't need to be micromanaged.
Exactly.
It's somebody that we can trust to. Here's the team, go.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah, I'll be excited as fans get to know him throughout the preseason and into the season, and learn more about his style and what he's doing. I'm hoping to get him on this show in the future and have him at the fall meeting for fans, hopefully. But also respecting his time to make sure he's out there doing what he's supposed to be doing, which is getting and training players and helping to grow sponsorships and partnerships locally. It was a huge gift for us. We wanted somebody in the community. He lives in Terre Haute, which is less than 20 miles away from where our arena is. So he knows the area pretty well. And so I'm excited to have him. I think he's going to kill it this year. So that was great. And it was a huge weight off our shoulders to finally get that coaching candidate that we knew we could trust and felt good about as soon as the interview was over. So welcome, Matt. Happy to have him. And let's keep going. The other thing I want to hit on really quick, I just remembered, the Swooper Bowl happened this week.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
so good news, bad news, right? We made the Swooper Bowl, right? Yeah. That's a big deal, right? We were, what were we, a 49th seed?
I think it was 54. I can't.
Oh, yeah. We dropped back a little bit, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, just slightly. There was a lot of teams that made it in last minute that shifted a lot of the rankings up, but overall, it was a pretty good feeling just to be involved. I sat there and watched every round, even after we were knocked out.
Yeah,
man, it was some tough matchups. So just being involved in it was pretty dope.
Yeah, congratulations really to Jason on running that franchise the first year. I thought it went really well for us. And for the community really got behind the team. I know he's looking for feedback going into the next season, which starts up here pretty soon. So make sure you get that to him. We got to name more players. We got to be more aggressive. We got to get more fan input on lineups, especially, right? Something that we were still trying to figure out even late in the season is what the best lineup for us was. So, I'm really disappointed. The second player name, my choice, Spacely McFrosty, did not make the final vote.
Well, we gotta get some in first, so we'll get back into that. We gotta add some lineage to him for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe it'll be Slothmeister McRonan next time. We need to
There we go. Yeah, that's the dynamic duo right there. The two least sports guys in on that.
That's right.
Let's go.
Might be the thing we need to get us over the hump.
That's right. So, but seriously, thank you, Jason, for the work you did on that. And we'll continue to do on that as we enter our second season. We're not rookies anymore. And swoops, we know what's coming. And we got nowhere to go but up there, right, as we exited the first round. So, all right. Without further ado, let's talk about jerseys.
Ooh-wee.
I'm excited about this. I'm about to reveal the bracket, and then we're going to go into the seedings. So the way we did the seedings is that each of the founders ranked the jerseys 1 through technically 19. There were 19 choices. And then I assigned a points value to each of those. So basically, if a jersey got ranked first, it got 19 points. If it got ranked 19th by a founder, it got 1 point. And then we added all the points together and seeded based on highest points level. So that is the process that we used to come to a consensus. And I'm going to reveal that bracket now. Let's talk about it. I got to share it with you guys so you can see it. Oh, who are you?
I got it up on a monitor right here.
All right. Can you guys see that?
Cool. Yeah.
All right. So let's zoom out. Here's the big bracket. 19, as you can see, seeds. Here's the 19th seed. There's a little bit of wonkiness. I had to find an app that would help me figure out how to do a 19-team bracket because I've never done that before, but here it is. We're going to post this on the Patreon so folks will get a chance to see it. We'll also post it, I'm sure, in announcements as well. But let's start zooming in. We're going to go kind of by, I'm calling them jersey regions because I don't know what else to call them, right? So these are the ones that are going against each other for a spot in the Final Four. So the number 19 jersey is Scales, hand-drawn. I'm a little surprised, honestly, that Scales is 19th, not because I thought it should have been too much higher, but personally, I thought it wasn't the worst jersey there. And it's going against 18, which is Pansum Red, which I really like, and I'm a little sad that it didn't go a little higher. But they'll face off to face the number 1 seed, which is I can't remember who designed this jersey, but it's the one with the Apex logos on the side.
I got a little side note for all of this real quick. First of all, after I'm done saying this, Frosty, I think this would be a perfect time to go into that funny story about the seeding, first of all.
Yeah.
And then second of all, I ranked all of these number 1. So
yeah,
this was not on me. Just saying, and mine was 19. It wasn't, but it was.
No, I actually saw your bracket. It was all 1s and then a 19. It was so weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So just a side note to save me. I didn't rank any of you guys as bad. Not at all.
Yeah. I will say, your jersey, I'm gonna admit it. I ranked it number 1.
Did you?
I did. I ranked it number 1. I like it a lot. I seeded it number 1. But the way I took seeding, let's talk through how everyone's seeded. The way I thought of my seeding process was what is most likely to be picked by the fans. That's how I thought through it. And so that's why I put your jersey number 1. I didn't put it number 1 because I thought it was the best jersey, just to be clear.
Right.
I just thought it's it's the favorite going in. And so that's how I rank jerseys.
I kind of went around that same approach in a sense. Yeah, just let it ride off of what I figured they would like the most.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Sloth, what was your strategy when you went into ranking these jerseys? Did you just go based off what you liked, or did you have other factors you considered?
It was a combination of what I liked and what looks clean not really, I just say clean because they all look clean.
Yeah.
Looks good as a sports jersey and is unique to what I haven't seen before from other jerseys.
Yeah.
And admittedly, I got confused midway through my bracket because I went through the top 5 or so and then started doing the middle and back and going back and forth.
Yeah.
Along with Twisted Metal up on another monitor, kind of.
Oh yeah.
I lost track of where my seating was, and I had to keep scrolling back and forth, up and down to figure out where stuff was.
I ran into that issue too. I started from 19, 18, 17, and then I was like, wait, which one's 16? 15?
Yeah. I did so it was on a Google form, right, that we had everyone fill out. So when I first logged into it, I was logged in still as our Apex account. and Spacely must have logged in at the same time, and so I kept seeing all my votes change, and it was driving me crazy. I was like, "Who seeded this here?" That wasn't, and then I realized what was happening, so I exited out. We have one other founder who's not here. I'm not gonna say his name again for the rest of the show, and I'm gonna tell you why. I asked him in the car ride today. You know, I noticed you seeded a jersey number 1 that I disagreed with heavily. I'm not going to say which one it was. Gold chain. And I said, so why did you seed that number 1? Is that really the jersey you thought was the best? And he goes, no, I thought 1 was the worst and 19th was the best.
Oh, buddy.
So he seeded completely backwards. But that's on him, so I let it ride. And also, I'd already put out the bracket to you all, so I couldn't change it.
That's awesome.
So that messed up some of the voting. I think that's actually what led to Spacely's jersey being seeded number 1.
You're probably right.
He ranked it number 1, but he didn't mean to. He thought it was number 2.
Hey, man. At the end of the day, the jersey the fans want is going to be the one that goes through no matter the seeding.
That's right.
You always have to beat every other opponent. It doesn't
right.
matter how difficult it is.
That's right.
But I won the founders bracket, so just gonna add that to the resume now. So,
That's fair. Yeah. All right. So then we have the 13-8 matchup here. Scales with a red stripe. And then the gold to red. The gold to red, I actually thought was going to go a little higher.
Yeah.
That's
really
a really
like
sharp
that.
jersey. I like both of those jerseys. 13 for the other one also surprised me a little bit. I think those are both. I think this whole region is really solid jerseys. All the 19 jerseys are really good jerseys and have something unique about them. Anything stand out to you all here that you want to comment on before we go to the next region?
No, kind of like I said earlier, just right around that 10 through like 15, there's a few that kind of could be bounced up and down for me. That's like where I'm at with it, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
It got really hard around 7, I felt like.
Yeah.
All right,
sure.
let's go to the bottom region.
That one's probably my favorite region.
I think this is death row for a jersey.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many good choices here. Even the 14 and 15 seeds are cool jerseys.
Yeah.
Number 4 is obviously the best one here. I like the color. I love the A in state. The 2 best things that no one else did that they should have because they look good. But the other ones are good too. So we got the pinstripes. We got the gold with the red in the middle. We got the red to white, and the honeycomb is what we've been calling it, with the red and yellow with the interesting design. So for those of you that are watching, remember all these jerseys are still open in that thread, so you can scroll back and get large images to look at as you're assessing these jerseys, as well as some of them have back and front. We didn't put those just to keep it safe, simple. But what's your prediction, Sloth? Who's getting out of this bracket? This is the hardest one. Who's going to emerge?
Who do I think or who do I want?
Both. Give us both. Who do you want, and then who do you think it'll be?
I think it'll be 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I think those seeds are actually pretty on point. I'd love to see 15 or even 14.
Yeah.
But that 15 just looks so good as an away jersey.
It does.
And it's unfortunate that like whatever home jersey gets picked, if it's not a fade, I don't know if we can really switch it up to have 2 entirely different designs for a home and away.
Yeah, it's an interesting
really like
concept.
that for an away.
We should talk more about that. What are some options there? That's a really good point. What about you, Spacely? Want and think. What do you think?
I'm going to come out and say it. So the whole thing I've been hinting at, the whole 10 to 15 could be switched around. I am so surprised the pinstripes didn't crack like top 5.
Yeah, that's a good jersey.
In all honesty.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the one I would pick. And no, let me switch that around. I think the 5 is gonna make it out, but I want the 10 to be in the discussion.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm actually,
I don't know why.
I'm actually the opposite. No one. It seems like folks aren't really high on the gold, but dang it, if that's not a nice looking jersey. I would love to see 5 get out. Actually,
Mhm.
4 as well, but I'm going to take my own bias out of it. I think 4 is the best jersey here because I designed it. I'm going to take that out of it. I'm not going to pick my own jersey because that's lame. I really love the gold jersey. 5, I think, is what I think I would want to come out of there. I think 10's
Mhm.
coming out. I think the pinstripe's going to make it.
I think so, man.
That's a
That's a strong
sharp
one.
jersey. But I do like the red to white fade too that Sloth
I
pointed
like
out
them
for
all.
15. I do too.
I
I do
think this
too.
is my favorite region for sure.
It is. Let's switch it over here. Where am I at? Where am I at here? How big is this region? Okay, good. These are all right. Here we are. You got the 11-6 matchup on this side, 9-3 on the other side. Any surprises here?
I'm a little surprised 9 is as low as it is.
Yeah,
Maybe I just like chaos, but I love that one.
I was really conflicted on that jersey. I'm not gonna lie. Like on one side, whoever designed this jersey, don't take this as a bash, but like, because I see it fairly right around here. I was like, did someone just spill like ketchup mustard all over this jersey at one point? But then other times I was like, this looks cool. So I couldn't decide. But I hear you on that. It's a cool jersey. What about you, Spacely? Any
Yeah, I don't know
surprises?
if there's any surprises. That's just to me another. Well, I don't know. Actually, where I've ranked number 6, so I guess number
Yeah.
6 is probably the surprise.
I thought it was a 1 or a
But
2 jersey.
yeah, for sure. But not up to us at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I don't think, not really any surprise. I love that. I love, again, 3 is probably, in hindsight, probably my favorite at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good
Looking at it
jersey.
again,
I love the gold
yeah,
instigators on there.
I do too.
I think that's cool looking. I'm a fan of the gold. Anywhere you can work gold in, I was a fan of those.
Yeah.
11 was like so close. I ranked it pretty low. I think I ranked it lower than this. I was so close on that one, but I just felt like the colors were slightly off. I think they weren't quite the right shade for me. So I think it comes down to 6 and 3. I think actually 6 pulls it out, but 3 would be a sweet jersey as well.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to the last region.
Do it.
We're in the way. Let's move ourselves over here. All right, this is the last region. You got the 17-16 gold chain versus the yellow pants. Look, first of all, shame on anyone that voted these jerseys low just because they were hand drawn, because they look good, hand drawn. You know what I mean? I really like the creativity of the Pansum jerseys with the like IU pinstripes on the shorts. I think we should consider the shorts like that, even if these jerseys don't win. We should think about it in some way, see if it's possible. I'm upset 16 got as low as it did. It was actually my favorite of the 4 that got the lowest seeds. I was hoping it was I thought it was a top 10 jersey. I'm not going to lie. But, I was only 1 vote, and I'll only be 1 vote when we go through. So we'll see. What about you guys? Any takeaways on this bracket?
Number 12 is insanely underrated. I'm gonna just put it out like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree on 7. 12 for me was hard to read the lettering. That's where it lost a vote for me.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah. Now that you say that, for sure. Okay, yeah. But man, I love that. I don't know what's drawing me. I guess it's just that gradient, that black to red. That's my hometown jersey color.
Okay.
And I think that's what's sticking with me. I think that's what it is now that I just realized it. If we had white lettering,
yeah,
man, I'm just saying, you catch me in that, even if it wasn't. I'd order one just to make it.
I love all of the jerseys on here. I think all of these are great.
Yeah,
this is a tough bracket too. I think this one and the second one we looked at are the 2 toughest brackets. I don't even know where I'm going to vote yet, to be honest, on these. I know where I'm voting on one of these matchups. The rest of them, I'm not sure. So
I know where I am pretty much throughout.
This guy.
Oh, so
Mr. Decisions.
Well, my only issue with pinstripe shorts, and it is not a dig on anyone, it's just having gone to school in Wisconsin and dealing with Madison year after year after year with the damn overall stripes.
Yeah.
I see it too much. That's all it is. It's not a bad thing. It's just all I see.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
just like a good fade. Like I
Yeah.
watch so much hockey and uh Bundesliga and MLS, and all football kits and hockey kits are all pretty just one color with some
Hmm.
borders or stripes or stuff.
Yeah.
So to see a fade is just unique to me because I don't watch enough sports that utilize that kind of
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, that's true. It's unique. I also like the wider like shoulders on it to go like with the cutoff look rather than the traditional basketball tank top look. I like that look as well. So I think, I can see all that. But let's take one last look at all the jerseys here. One of these jerseys is going to win. Overall, who you guys picking? Give me your prediction. Who's not the one you want? Who's winning this thing? Which jersey? Give me a seed.
Oh man. Um, I might have to take some time. Hold on.
You guys think through this. Slothmeister, who you picking? You got it? Not who are you picking, but
It's
who
a
do you think's going to
it's
win?
a toss up for me,
Yeah.
but I think I'd probably go with the safer choice, and I think 3 is gonna take it.
That was my prediction as well. So now I got to predict a different one.
That's what you get for having me go first.
I'm going to go with 7. I think 7's going to win.
Ain't no chance because I think two's gonna win. So that's. I'm glad we're all in the same agreement of not being in agreement.
That's right. You can't
if
be.
you want 3,
No.
I'll go with my second choice and say 15.
Oh,
And
15.
go for one of the underdogs. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That would be great. I would love to see 15 make it. That's a good jersey. I think honestly though, I'm just saying this. Like if 7
There's
wins,
no bad.
if 7 wins,
Do 15 as away.
15 would be a good away at Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
No,
Although I do
yeah.
like the idea of being like the Dallas Cowboys and doing white for home.
Well, so I was also thinking 3 and 5 for home and away.
Let me see these. 5 and I could get on board with
Yeah.
that too. I could get on
Me
board
too.
with that too.
Heck yeah.
Well, I'll say this. I'm just going to make a unilateral decision as chairman. I never get to do this. I'm going to make one now. If your jersey is on here and we pick it as the away jersey, you're going to get a free away jersey.
That's awesome. I like that.
Let's do it. So,
Absolutely.
the thing is, people put so much. I'm going to stop sharing this now. People put so much work into these jersey designs and so much thought into them. Like, I appreciate it so much. So, if we pick one of those as the away jersey, like, you're going to get the same prize because it's the work you put into it is awesome and we appreciate
The
it.
winner.
That's right.
Yep.
So
I like that.
let's talk about process for folks. So we're going to open up a poll on Patreon starting on Monday. And we're going to do the kind of play-in seedings first. And I think we're going to go, what do you guys think, 24, 48 hours? 48 hours?
I feel like 24 would probably be good.
All right, we'll go 24 hours around.
Mm-hmm.
And so every 24 hours or so, we'll post the new poll. We'll give a notification for folks so they don't miss a vote. And we'll just progress through the bracket and update it as it goes. And so, you're really talking in a week or so, we'll have our jersey. At least, the spec of it. And then basically you'll work with whoever designed it to, modify whatever might need modified to fit our provider. But, and then we'll
put it in black, put the Instigators logo there, put 2 sponsors there, put the AAC logos on the side, and
that's just your jersey, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Okay. So I think that's good. But we'll have those soon. We'll get timelines and stuff so we know when we can order them by. But yeah, I think that's going to be great. I can't wait. So if you're not a Patreon subscriber and you want to say on our jerseys, and we're not going to do this thing like some other leagues, I think, where we switch jerseys every year, maybe every couple of years, or maybe we vote for an alternate each year. But I want, at least for the first couple of years, these to be our jerseys, and something that folks start to like recognize as our brand. So this isn't a one-off deal. If your jersey wins, it's our jersey for the foreseeable future. So get your votes in. But yeah, all in all, I thought all those jerseys were great. There weren't anywhere I was like, gosh, like I wish this wasn't submitted.
Yeah, it
No,
really
that's.
stood out. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's a win either way. Like any jersey that gets selected is a win.
Yep.
I agree.
Now,
Yeah, it stood out. Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
It just stood out. Just seeing all the different designs from everybody and seeing just like, I don't know. It's that emotion. It's the emotions getting into it again, I guess. The fact that it will be our official jersey,
Yeah.
and the entire structure of the AAC being implemented into that process as well, and just everything. It's so cool to see, dude. So
yeah,
just got me hyped, man. I can't wait.
Me too. Almost as hype as this shirt, which looks good on me.
It does. It does look good on you.
Well, we're coming to the end of the show. What other hot topics do we need to talk about?
Man, the biggest topic right now on the plate is 20th and 26th, the skill combines. Look forward to more info on that as the viewers, as people interested in just seeing where the roster will be heading, and everything along the lines heading into the season. That's where we really begin to get the gears rolling. So that, I guess, that would probably be the big focal point for everybody at the moment. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's right. I'm excited and nervous for the tryouts. Excited because we're doing a tryout. We're live streaming it. Fans are going to get to watch it. Fans are going to get to attend it if they wish. Nervous because this is our first chance to set our roster, and I want great players to show up. I want players to choose from that are going to make the choice hard for us, right? That we're going to want to have on our team. I think the players we're hearing from so far are going to make that a reality, but you never know until they walk in the door. The other thing that makes me nervous is this is our first live stream, and fans are going to be watching it, and they're going to be seeing what we're doing. And just like we had technical difficulties today, right? Like we're still figuring all that side of it out, right? Like when you think about who the production team is, like you're looking at it, right? The three of us, and so trying to figure that out. We did get. I didn't tell you guys this yet. I'm gonna tell you now. Big news of the day. I did get us an upgraded camera that we can use for the live stream. So we'll be using that. But we'll have some kinks to work out. Like for instance, what does the Wi-Fi look like near Terre Haute? Those types of things. So I'm nervous for that side of things. But the great thing about this community is folks have been so forgiving and knowing that we're building this from the ground up, and we don't have a ton of staff that are professionals at this and trying to figure it out. And I know they'll do that again, but also we want to put on the best possible product for folks every time we turn on the camera and every time we turn on the live stream and post on the Patreon. We want folks to get out of it what they're putting into it. So for me, that's the big one. And then September is really when we start hitting the phase that Slothmeister is already working on, which is sponsorships, right? And getting all those local businesses partnered up. We got some exciting news about that. Some possibilities with that last week. This is a tease for you guys on Monday that we're going to talk about at our next founders meeting. So some exciting stuff, but a lot coming up.
Yes, sir.
I think that covers it, right?
Yep, and you know where to catch us. If not, we'll end up leaking something here or there.
That's right. So, all right. Well, until next time, Spacely, what's the catchphrase? I forget.
Be great, Instigate. We are the apex of sports.
That's right. Be great, Instigate. Until next time, we will see you all, closer to practice. So we'll see. Until next time, bye. This is the end of the stream.
Bye. Peace.